Good evening. How are we? Hope everybody's okay. How are we all doing? Ree, you are super blonde. Yeah, you're really blonde. That's lovely. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Joy. Hi, Rachel. Oh, Mandy and Joy. Mandy and Jackie, you're together in the same place. Oh, lovely. Helen. Oh, yeah, I'm really confused now because there's two of you, two and two cameras as well. Hi, Becky. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Janine and Kat and Claire. Rachel, did I say hello? How's everyone doing? I've had a facial today, so I've got like loads of oil in my hair, but it's all good. So if I look like a bit minging feral, I had my feral top on earlier actually. I'm a bit feral today. Hi, Beth Ann. Lovely to see everybody. I'm just going to go through some of the habits of Ayurveda, and we've actually covered them all pretty much. I'm going to go into probably the last one tonight, but we're going to keep going with it. And next week, we will start to prepare for our Shamana cleanse, which is very, very gentle. And it's going to be very lovely for shedding any skins and any extra layers. And so we're going to go into that. It'll be quite nice to do. I've just got some quite nice recipes, really simple as well. I think we'll just do it really simple. So we're going to have our little meditation to start with. I'm going to do a self-reclamation ritual, which I think you've probably done we've probably done this before. How's everyone doing with it? You all kind of, yeah, got a couple of habits. We're gonna do a bit of journaling tonight, just reflection. And so I've been training this weekend with some of the girls, Janine and Bex, and who else is in training in here? I can't see. Shelley. And we were talking about Tantra. And hi Bex, are you better? Hello. And the path of Tantra is a path of paradox. So it kind of weaves really well with Ayurveda in that it depends. It just depends. And so for some of us, we might have, things might feel really good, and sometimes it doesn't, and it never means that just because I say it's okay, like it's going to be good for you, that it maybe don't feel good for everybody. So just been aware of that, that in this idea of Tantra means to expand, to weave, but also it is this kind of this path of paradox. So the light and the shadow, and it might be right, it might not be right, and so it's all good. So we're not promising any life-changing stuff, but however that can also happen too. So when we look at the feminine form aspect and where that all fits in, the feminine form is, again, we come back to this idea where we started in January, of Svasta, to be situated in who I am, to be really connected to that part of me that already has it all figured out. It already knows, and there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing to change. And we were just saying at the weekend, that part of us is usually very loving, very kind, very warm, and not really judgmental. So if we are feeling like, oh, I didn't do that thing, and oh, I should be doing that thing, and I get it wrong, and I did it for a bit, and then I didn't do it, that isn't Svasta. That is the little mind trying to beat us with that guilt stick. So we've got a whole year, and we will keep circling back all the time. So there might be just one thing, and we talked about Kaizen approach, these small incremental changes that build up over a period of time. And so we're going to look at, I'm just going to go through some of the things that we've done, and you'll be quite surprised how many things we've actually done so far. So you'll all be quite proud of yourselves. So tonight we're going to work with, like we've just been doing in our yoga training, we're going to be working with the daily rhythms, and these can be so helpful for energy if you start tracking daily rhythm. It's an amazing concept, and it's kind of, as we move a little bit more into March. Today I've had sun on my face today. It's been like, oh, and yesterday for about 3 seconds yesterday, it was just so nice to see the sun. And that feeling of just a little bit more warmth in the air, and it's not quite so freezing cold. It's absolutely pissing it down now, mind you, but but it has been quite nice today. Bit windy. So we began with our lemon water right at the start. That was one of the first. Can you hear me all right? Actually, I've got my. We started right at the beginning with lemon water, and the reason for that is to begin to eliminate daily. One of the first Ayurvedic habit actually is rising with the sun, and we didn't do it in January because it's dark till quite a long time. So I thought we'd wait, and I'd let you wait a bit longer for that. And we're going to do that from this week really. So we're going to start working a little bit with the sun. Sunrise is 7:15 ish, and sunset is about 5:30 now. So that's exciting in itself, isn't it? Got a bit more light. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about Brahma Muhurta time as well, this time when the sun rises and when the sun sets. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and the magic when we start to connect with that as well. So we began with the lemon water, eliminating. We added in our CCFT. How many of us are still doing the CCFT? Yeah, some of you still doing it. And lemon water, is that going well in the morning? Yeah, great. And then we last week we did a little bit about the nasal rinsing, and we've done tongue scraping. How's that one going? Maybe not quite so well. Yeah, a bit yeah, a bit hit and miss. But tongue scraping is, I've got that down now, and I'm not gagging as much when I do it. I'm back on that again. And the nasal rinsing. Did anyone have a go with that this week? No, nobody. So it's quite interesting because actually I know it feels it's actually lovely once you start getting into it. It's really nice to do. And because has anyone noticed they've got like more snot than normal at the moment? Yeah, a bit more mucousy. Yeah. So the nasal rinsing is great for that, and it's quite satisfying if you don't have a snot thing. Somebody said, I've got a snot thing. Yeah, Pamela, you do Neti already. So what about eating warm food? Has everybody kind of got on that? Has nobody's eating who's eating salads at the minute? Anybody? Yeah. Anita, you eating salad at the minute? Get off that salad. It's not time. Summer is the time for the salads. So yeah, warm foods, warm food in and warm drinks too, or at least room temperature. We've talked a little bit about the acne, and I think last week we also did the ginger pickle. Everybody, did anyone get on with that? The ginger pickle? Yeah. How are you getting on with that? Like it? Yeah. I find with the ginger pickle, it takes about a week to kind of really kick in and start really getting the benefits of it. And then we've also got which we've kind of been doing every week, but moving daily. So getting out in nature. It is good. Yeah, really good for your digestive. So is everybody getting a little bit of movement? Now, in Ayurveda, movement is not to exhaustion, I'm happy to say. So only, a bit hot. Yeah, it can kick off the hot flushes, it can. And that's what I say, like some things work and for some people it doesn't. Yeah, keep off the ginger at the moment. Yeah, that's okay. So listen to your body. Your body knows best before anybody else. So if it doesn't feel good, then we don't do it. So moving our body. So in winter, we want warm, steady movement. So just enough to get us warmed up. Jackie, Mandy, you'll be so proud of me. I've been lifting weights 3 times a week. I'm so excited. I'm with my trainer tomorrow as well. So I'm very excited to have actually kept going with it. I'm actually really enjoying it. So thank you, because she's inspired me so much to do it. So yeah, thank you for that, Mandy. So what about sleep? How are we doing with sleep? Are we doing late nights? Anybody in the house late nighters? Some. All right. Well, we're going to talk a bit about that tonight, and why you want to get to bed early, and then get up early as well. So getting into routine. So in a nutshell, we've got wind down from 8:30 p.m. Now I take one for the team on this night, I'll have to say, because I'm normally going to bed at 9, but I do take one for the team on a Monday night. Odd time I go over that pitta time, and then you might find me texting and sending random emails at 11 o'clock. Right, the UK. Okay. Well, I shall tell you why you don't want to do that in a bit. Also, has anybody kept on with the oil massage? Has anyone got onto that and have you found it quite useful? Yeah, you're liking it? Yeah, you found that quite useful. Great, oil massaging. So these are pretty much nearly all the habits. So really, our bodies thrive on rhythm. They like to know what's coming next. And so once we get into these rhythms, honestly, it really, really changes, how we, well, how our days go and how we feel in our bodies. I was talking a little bit about the weekend about our, we're very much out there a lot of the times. Life is pulling us out all the time, and these rhythms like really help us to be a little bit more embodied, and also I think a bit slower. Just to be a bit slower, a bit more mindful about things. I think I talked a little bit about making food like a ritual as well. I think lighting a candle and just taking a bit more time over food and stuff as well is quite a nice thing to do. So, don't know which way around to do this. Do you want to do some journaling first, or do you want to do a meditation first? How's everyone feeling? Anybody? No one cares. Do some journaling first. Yeah, let's do some journaling first. All right. So grab out your journals, then I'll just have a check. What I want to get away from is this idea of beating ourselves up if we didn't do the things, because it's okay. And for many of us, we want to do all the things, and yet our nature often is not really set up for that. It likes small incremental changes. Let's do a bit and then we'll get that in and then we'll do a bit more. And that's the best way. So what I found with the habits, I did it for a year, a couple of years ago actually, with a and we did it for a whole year. And I found that every time we circled back and started again, you kind of come back on a new level, and you also can pick up things that the first time around you thought, like, say, with the nasal rinsing, like, I really don't like that, but we're going to go back, we'll come back to it again. So we'll keep coming back. Next month, I think we're going to be looking at I think liver health. I think liver was a bit of a thing for next month, and also including bitter food into our diets. That really helps us at this time of the year. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that over the next month. So monthly reflections. So what did I learn practically? And then how does that teaching that I learned, and it can be just one thing really that really stood out for you this month, how did that really support me in the last month? So just one thing that you kind of took on board and you feel like really supported me. That I'm glad I did that, and I want to keep doing it. And then since we started in January together, for those of you that were here from the beginning, what has changed, like in my body, in my nervous system? I'm just doing an amazing course at the moment on nervous system. And I was just saying to the girls at the weekend, once I've got it a bit more embodied, I'm going to actually start bringing some of that in as well, because it has blown my mind. And like, we all need to know this stuff. So I'm going to start sharing a little bit of that as we go along. But what changed in my body and also like in my nervous system? So, do I feel a bit calmer? Maybe I'm sleeping a bit better. Maybe I'm just not responding the same as I was doing before to things that maybe used to stress me out. Michael's home, by the way. I don't know if I told you that. Right. Yeah, he's home. He's still on an IV drip, which I'm doing every day. Oh my God, like we're surviving. He's surviving, he's still alive. I've not killed him. Like, good. Is there air in that tube? Are you sure there's an air in the tube? Yeah, so he's doing quite well. And then who supported me this month? Who supported me this month? And I'm just saying to the girls at the weekend, sometimes when we start doing things differently than we normally do, other people can get a little bit funky about it sometimes. And a bit like, oh, what's going on? What are you doing? So, but who supported you? Like, who was who was your cheerleader? It might be you. It might have just been you, and that's okay. And then where did I hit a wall? So where did I hit a wall? Resistance. So just start to have an overall view before we move into our next month together of where we're at with everything. And then what was my favourite moment? What did I enjoy the most about this month? And then what was I most proud of this month? What am I most proud of this month? And then if this month was a chapter in a book, what would it be? And if you want to put your chapters in the group, that would be lovely. In the group chat. That would be good. Mine will be playing nurse, I think. Transition stage 1. Yeah, nice courage. Yeah. Just take courage to make changes, doesn't it? Like it does, to do things differently. Rising slowly, I like that. Eddie the angel. Oh, your mum was Edna. Oh, bless her. Emerging. Somatic. Nice. I can do it. Yay. Emerging glimmers. Final shed. Yay. Yeah, and that when I did the year doing this, the idea behind it is that actually people, as a rule, tend to stick to things better when they do it in groups. The success rate is way higher when they do it together. So it's for me as much as it is for you lot. Ring of friendship. Oh, that's lovely. Turned a corner. Yay. That's lovely. And oftentimes, Phoenix rises, yeah, oftentimes it is just being a bit kinder and a bit gentler. And in a lot of ways with these sort of things, it's more like when we take the foot off the pedal a bit and we're just a bit, just a bit kinder with ourselves and just give ourselves a break and stop battering ourselves over the head with the guilty stick. That these things, feel a lot easier to incorporate into our lives. And I think that was quite a big thing that had kind of landed for me at the weekend. This idea that when we're in tune and really, really situated in that place of svasta, situated in who I am, that part of us is very gentle and very wise and very loving and very warm, very nurturing. So if we're experiencing anything other than that, that isn't svasta. So we can kind of start to get that idea. All right, lovely. So we're gonna then, well done everybody. You're doing amazing. I say no. Well done. Yeah, some of that might, yeah, some of that, what I find, and especially with the self-massage, those of you that have really taken on the self-massage, what self-massage does also is it creates a boundary. And when I often put the oil on, I can really feel into that idea of just putting on a layer like a boundary layer that protects me from, all of the stuff outside. So that practice in itself can be really, really powerful on, on many levels. So we're going to just have a meditation. Do you need to move? Does anyone need to shake off a bit, or before we go into movement, is everybody okay to sit? So we're going to go into a nice meditation with a Apana mudra today. And then I'm going to take you through a self-reclamation ritual as well, which is, I don't know if I've put it in the group. I'll put it in the group again anyway, because it's quite a nice one to print off. I do it every day. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of earth rhythm, sacred earth markers, and then we can start playing with how we land into that in our daily lives. So I'm going to light a candle finally. I should have lit that earlier on, but here we are. No perfection here. So this is a candle for all of you and everyone else that needs it in this mad world we're living in at the minute. It's absolutely bonkers. And if you've got some nice oil, you might want to bring that in. I quite like to work with oil when I'm working with mudras. So any oil will work for this. Anything just your favourite will be nice. You might want to just give your hands a little rub just to warm the oil, just really working in the molecules. And we'll just take a little swish through the field. And again, just clearing off any old energy. And the Apana mudra is also called the sacred flow of release. So it's a mudra that activates the Apana Vayu, which is a downward movement of energy. So this is where we let go of stuff through, like how we go to the loo and so if you are, I don't think anybody is pregnant, but if you are pregnant, this is contraindicated during pregnancy. But for most of us, I think that are in here, I don't think anybody's pregnant in my tribe. All right, so we're going to bring the thumb and then the middle and the ring finger together. This can be also called the deer mudra as well. So it's like a little deer. So index finger and little finger is extended, and then middle finger, ring finger are just onto the thumb. So you can let that rest on your knees. You can have it palms up, palms down, however that feels good. And then just having a couple of breaths, and again, you might just want to close your eyes for a moment and just let yourself land in and down. So in feminine form, one of the big differences with feminine form is that we guide our energy down and in rather than up and out. So we're coming down and into our center. So this mudra is a lovely mudra for cleansing, for clearing, carrying away anything that no longer serves us. So we can just let go of anything that's not needed, not welcome. So yeah, just letting your eyes close and bringing your awareness down to the base of your body and the parts of you that are in contact with the ground beneath. Letting the eyes relax and the cheeks relax and the jaw can relax. And just letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. And the arms can just rest a little heavier on your knees. And just allowing the shoulders, the backs of the shoulder blades, and all of the muscles along the spine just gently soften and relax. Just let your breath become a little bit slower and longer, and just feeling the belly as it softens and relaxes. And then just taking your awareness down into your hips and your pelvis, down through your legs, your knees, lower legs, ankles, feet and toes. And as you just allow your awareness to travel a little bit lower down, just beyond your body, visualize a warm, earthy, red energy, like glowing embers or red clay, just flowing downward. Just feeling this apana vayu, this intelligent, illuminating force that is within you. Allowing it to gently flush and wash away anything that's no longer needed. This is our body's wisdom, the rhythm of release and the sacred letting go. As you allow your roots, your energetic grounding root, just to gently spiral down, and just allowing any old stagnant energy just to spiral down through that root, down through the red earth, and deeper down through layers of rock and stone, crystal, granite, down through sacred caves and sacred waters, and all the way down to the very heart of this beautiful Mama Earth that we live on. Just allowing our roots to arrive together. And just keep releasing through that grounding thread, through the out breath. Any old spent energy, we don't need to know what it is. Just allow any stress, any tension, any attachment, any old stories to just dissolve down through that cord. Just allowing the earth to take whatever it is that you no longer need. And just offer a gentle mantra here, held by earth and nourished by release. I let go of what no longer serves. Held by earth and nourished by release. I let go of what no longer serves. And then just very gently allow your mudra to release and just let your palms be open in a gesture of receiving. I'm just going to just allow this lovely sacred heart mantra to move through. And if you want to repeat it, as I say, I'll just leave a little space so that you can speak it as well. If you want to, you don't have to. I call my energy back. I honour all that I've given. I now tend to the sacred flame of my own life. I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to say no. I honour the wisdom of my boundaries. I give from fullness, not depletion. I return to my centre. I'm whole. I'm sacred. I'm sovereign. And I'm free. And then just bringing a little bit of movement to your fingers. You can just bring your hands up and over your head. And then we're just going to bring your hands over your head and just imagine that hands are just drawing down light through your system, as if you're just sealing in all of that energy that you've just pulled back in, and just bring it all the way down, just like a gentle energy seal all the way around. And then when you're ready, you can just very, very gently open your eyes. Everybody okay? How are you feeling? Everybody okay? Good. Right, you might need your notebooks for this. So if you want to write anything down. So some of you might know this already. This is something that's in most of the work that I do. But it's worth keep coming back to, because I forget as well. So share that in the chat. What the sovereign heart mantra. I'm going to send you the print out so you can print it out and use it. Is that what you meant, Helen? Where's Helen? Where's Helen? I think that's what she meant. Yeah, okay. So it's in the Wisdom Wheel book, and I forget as well. So I sometimes forget. Well, the part that I don't forget often is the night time. Yeah, I'll put it into the group so you can print it off. Because the times of the day, I mean, you know, for most of us, we're quite busy, and you know, life happens, and so we do forget. But how I started to do this was I would set an alarm in my phone when these rhythms change during the day, and that can be quite helpful. And the kind of when you start working with the moon as well, which we'll do that a little bit as well, I think, as we go along, because I want to do a bit as we move into spring on Soma, which is all related to the moon energies. We can start to really manage our energy quite well. So none of it is rigid, and this is a system that comes from the lineage that goes back in time to India. So what we're saying to girls this weekend, although the invitation is to get up at 6 a.m., we live in a seasonal, place, and so I would say like sunrise. So for that part of it, rather than the kind of general thing is 6 a.m. The Brahma Muhurta is earlier than that, actually. But how I get around that is I don't have curtains in my house anywhere. I've got like voily things, like these voile things, but I don't have curtains, so that the light always wakes me up in the morning. So the daylight always wakes me up. And I always also have a window open so the birds can wake me up as well, and the air can wake me up. So that's how I kind of get around that, because I do tend to just naturally wake up now with the light as the light comes in. So for the earth, we have these sacred marker points through, we're coming up to one actually as we finish our cleanse, which is the spring equinox. So we've got the spring equinox and the autumn equinox, which are both times in Ayurveda where we're going to be looking at cleansing, or we're going to be looking at transition. So we kind of mark it with a cleanse because it helps us to transition from one kind of half of the year and into the other half of the year. So it gives us that point of, this is a really good time because the season's changing, the energy's changing, and you can literally, those two marker points in the year, you can literally feel it on the wind. You just have that. It's so powerful. I don't know if anyone else feels it, but when spring comes in, I get excited now because you can literally feel the sap starting to rise. And same in autumn. As autumn comes in, you can literally start to feel it. So these 2 points are quite potent thresholds in the year itself. So spring is kind of governed by earth and water element, kapha dosha, and then autumn is more governed by Vata, which is more this air. We often see it with the coolness on the air. You know, you'll feel it straight away in the mornings, when the mornings get a bit cooler and the nights get a bit cooler, and often there's a bit of a wind as well gets up usually in that as we move sort of September into October. So those are those 2 turning points. The other one is actually Pitta time, which is midsummer and around the summer solstice time. So maybe a little bit earlier than that. But as summer comes in, often we don't notice that one quite so much because it's, you know, usually the kind of spring energy is built up quite quickly into summer, and then, you know, we kind of often miss that bit because we're so busy doing things that are lovely in the sun. So we've got the solstices, which are, we've got the winter solstice, and then we've got the summer solstice. So winter solstice is usually around about the 21st of December, and then summer solstice is around about the 21st of June. And then in between that, there are quarter festivals as well, and I don't follow them all, but I know we have the 31st of October, which is, and my brain's gone completely Samhain, and then we've got Auster, which is the Easter festival. There is Imbolc, which is the 2nd of Feb, and then there's the other one, somebody will remind me in the group, that is, I think, is it August, big early September, Lungstad.
Beltane.
Lammas, that's it, Beltane, yeah. So we've got all of those different marker points throughout the year that are not actually related really to Ayurveda that much, but it's okay. So those are those marker points. And seasonally, we've got spring, summer, autumn, winter. So those are more important really for me because they are when, you know, when seasons are going to change. And as the seasons change, food changes as well. So we know that in winter time, food, if we were to eat seasonally, is quite sparse. We have quite a few, I think, root veggies, which are very good for supporting us in the, you know, in the winter time. They come from the earth, they're very grounding, very nourishing. In the springtime, we end up getting, we have the greens come. So we have things like nettles and cleavers, and these are like the bitters that come, which help us to actually cleanse. So we've got these things coming out the earth, that are just giving us all of the things we need to cleanse our body. Then we move into summer, where all the salads and the cucumbers and the lettuces and the tomatoes come, and they're all cool, and they're going to help us stay cool into the through the summer. And then we come back to the end of the year, where we start with, again, all these kind of more rooty vegetables, which will take us through winter. So it's kind of, nature's already got it figured out for us in a lot of ways, and it's all there for us for the taking. So eating seasonally is quite important, and if you can, as locally as possible. I saw somebody put something on, and it wasn't in our group, but it was somewhere else I'd seen it about, and they were complaining about strawberries going off really fast. Oh, I bought some strawberries. I think it was like in a village group or something. I bought some strawberries and they've gone off really quick. And I don't, la la la. And they were really complaining about it. I thought, like, strawberries aren't like in season for us now. Like, they've got to have travelled a long way, to have that now. So things like that. I don't buy strawberries really very, very rarely in the winter, because I just think they're not in season for us. So looking at, and I think there are, and I'll see if I can find some actually, because I think there are some websites that actually do like give you a full thing of what is in season in different parts of where we're living. So these are the different times. And then we've also have sunrises. Yeah, tasteless out of season, yeah. Sunrises and sunsets. And each one, and also we have the midday point, and each one is a doorway, a portal, and a chance to align. So we've got these 3 points throughout the day, which are, if you walk into the sunrise or the sunset, you'll know it has a really special quality about it. And it's said in Ayurveda that he, in ill health, in poor health, should walk into the rising sun each day, and it will bring good health. And I believe that is all about being in rhythm with the circadian rhythm, which is very, very important for us as a species, and like so important. I think that it is our survival. I think we really need to be getting on this. So, living in rhythm with the sacred flow of the day. So the earth offers us a subtle song each day, a symphony of elemental energies moving through time. When we learn to tune into these natural pulses, like the tide, like breath, we begin to live in harmony with life itself. In Ayurveda, each part of the day is ruled by the doshas, Kapha, Pitta and Vata, each bringing with it a unique flavour of energy, mood and invitation. The more we attune to these windows of power, the more radiant, grounded and nourished we become. So we're going to begin with Kapha time. And Kapha time is governed by the element of earth and water. It is downward moving energy. We're in it right now, actually. It's downward moving energy. It is slow, and it is the sacred beginning. So earth is awakening from her slumber. The sympathetic nervous system is on at this time in the morning. Sympathetic comes on, cortisol rises. It can be, for some, a time of anxiety. So if you're a person who tends to get a bit anxious when you first wake up in the morning, it's often because this cortisol and the sympathetic nervous system is switching on to kind of get us up and out of bed. So just being aware of that is quite, that it's quite mind-blowing in itself. So there's a reason sometimes that anxiety can happen in the morning. So Kapha time invites stillness, nourishment and rooting. So we rise gently with the light, sip warm lemon and ginger water, self-massage with invigorating oils. Grapefruit, sweet orange are lovely in the morning. Move our body, dance, walk, breathe and stretch. and empty what is no longer needed physically, emotionally, and energetically. So journal our dreams, intentions, and inner whispers. This is not a time to rush, it is a time to listen. So that early period in the morning, why we drink the lemon water and why we work with this in this particular time of day is because the elimination processes are supported at this time of the day. So we talked about poo, I think, last week. And we want to talk about it again. So we want the poo to be moving down and out in the morning if we can, in that window. And that's why we have the water, because the water pushes everything down and out. It also helps to cleanse the liver of any toxins that have been built up during the night. It's why we clean all the senses, so because a lot of the toxins will build up. So that's why we do that. So from 2 p.m., sorry, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m, this is pitta time. So this is governed by the element of fire. It is an upward and outward energy. So fire element, if we look at fire and the nature of fire, it goes up. Earth element is down. Fire element is coming up. So midday radiance. So the sun is at its highest and our metabolic processes are also at their highest too, because we mirror nature. We're not separate from it. So the sun is at its highest, our inner fire, our Agni, is at its highest as well, its brightest. So this is the best time to digest, focus and feast. So we're saying to the girls at the weekend, if you want to eat cake, you want to eat it at dinner time, because it's the best time. It's going to get digested super quick and turned around into energy very fast. So schedule your most mentally demanding work in this window as well. So if you've got something that really needs doing, but don't miss your dinner to do it, try not to miss your dinner, it's a good time to do that. So if you are a person who is already quite pitta, I think we've done some of the dosha, some of you will know your dosha types. If you're quite pitta, you might find that time of the day you might need to actually stay quite hydrated, and you might want to drink something like fennel tea, because that will help keep that fire a bit calmer. Those of you that are maybe having issues with the ginger, you might want to work with fennel instead. Dinner is northern for lunch. Yes, Ree. Lunch, yes. Dinner, yes. Yeah. So your largest, most nourishing meal here, warm, colourful and vibrant. So this is a time to shine, but to shine with purpose. Northerners knew that was the right time for a big meal. They definitely did know that. My granny definitely knew that. My granny always had dinner at dinner time. Yeah. Okay, so that's between 2 and 6 p.m. No, it's not. It's between 10 and 2 p.m. Pitta time. So between 2 and 6 p.m, then Vata time arrives, and Vata time is governed by air and ether. So it is Vata time, this time in the afternoon is all about movement, and it's about, like, Vata is very conversational. So it's a really good time to have conversations with people. So creativity is often at its highest at this time of the day. And it's a time where we get a lot of ideas, because Vata, with it being air, is all about the mind. So it's a really good time in the afternoon to connect with others, schedule meetings or community time. So if you've got emails to send and things like that, I tend to work really well in an afternoon. If I do it in that little pocket of time, I tend to do it quite well, and I seem to get things done really efficiently if I do it in that window of time. So Vata can also bring restlessness. So those of you that are already Vata, and you deranged Vata as well, if you are, then the afternoon time is a good time to have a rest, like a yoga nidra, a relaxation. So if you do find you're a bit deranged in the old Vata, then that's going to be a good time. So the thing with Vata also is it governs the nervous system. So Vata governs the nervous system. And so in the afternoon, we want to keep the nervous system soft. So working with herbal teas like tulsi, chamomile, cinnamon. I think that also lemon balm is quite good for nervous system as well. If I'm right, Pamela will know that. I think lemon balm is quite good. So those nice, gentle, soothing teas that will help your nervous system in the afternoon. So let the winds move you, but stay anchored. So that's the daytime turn. So we then move into nighttime turn. So after air element comes back in Kapha again. So between 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. we've got Kapha again. So again, we're back in water and earth. We're back in the descent, a downward moving energy. And so this is evening softening time. So it is energy slows down again. It's time to come down from the day. It's a sacred exhale before sleep. So it's a good time to light your candles, especially in winter. Light your candles, dim the lights, and begin your evening rituals, which might be, sharing a nice meal with friends, with family, or friends. But your evening meal wants to be easy to digest. So soup, the name soup comes from the word, or supper comes from the word to sup. So it's recommended to have a nice warming soup or something quite unctuous at night that is easy on the digestive system and easy to digest. It's just going to nourish rather than it's going to, like if you're having heavy meat and things like that, that's going to be very heavy on the system at night, unless you've got a really good Agni. If you've got good Agni, you'll be all good with that. But generally the recommendation is that. So having your self massages, you might want to massage your feet. We did that one night as well. Have a warm bath. Your turmeric milk with nutmeg. Nutmeg is a sedative. So those of you that don't sleep well, then nutmeg is a good one to add in. Journal. You can journal your day. There's something called I think it's called introspection, where you just scan over your day that you've had, and then kind of revisit the day again in the eyes that you would like it to be. So that's apparently good. Now, for those of you that are night owls, the recommendation is not to push past 10 p.m. So for those of you that do that, we move to 10 p.m, it moves to Pitta time. And what happens is we get a second wind of Pitta. So we then can get a bit more hyper-focused and then end up sitting up till 1 or 2 in the morning doing stuff. I'm sure we've all been there. I've been there. So if it's a fire element comes back in, but this is assimilation and inner alchemy time. So while you sleep, your inner fire awakens again, not to act, but to digest all of the experiences that we've taken on during the day. So if you're awake during that time, you might feel that second wind, but don't chase it, because this is when your body is doing its housekeeping. So it's mopping up all of the toxins, all of the shit that we've taken in through the day, all of the experiences we've had, and it's alchemizing it all. So let yourself be surrendered to rest and let your fire do her work in silence. So this detox is repair time for the liver, for the skin, and for the spirit. So also I learned that if you, any time after 10 p.m. when you go to bed, you're robbing energy from the following day. So sleep is sacred, honour it like a ceremony. So 2 to 6 a.m. is Vata time, and that is the subtle air and ether elements, and it's about your dreams, your healing, and also early morning silence. So it moves into that Brahma time as well. So in these ethereal hours, the veil is thin, the healing of the nervous system happens. So that more than anything else, that is the most important thing, and the reason why you want to be asleep if you can be. So dream journeys and deep spiritual messages can arrive. So sometimes if you wake up in the night, it can be, I often find out, or have done a few times, I've woken up in the night and I've had a really amazing idea or a download or something, and it can quite often, it happens at that time. So if you rise before sunrise, then again, enter gently. So if you do get up in the night, I sometimes get up for a pee in the night, and I'll open the window and just catch the air, because it's so special. It's so special at that time of the day. So it's a good time for meditation, just to listen to the whispers before the world wakes up. So this special time is called the Brahma Muhurta time, and it is the time of the goddess, or it's actually called the God hour, but I like to call it the goddess hour. So it's a really lovely time to meditate for sure, and also it is this time where we're really connected to our spirit self. So the soul is very, very we're very connected at that time. 4 a.m. is a very, very special time, and it is often the time where babies are born, and often when people die. It's often around that 4 a.m. time that people cross over, because it's said that the veil between the worlds is the thinnest at that time at 4 a.m. So it can be quite a special time, around 3:30 to sunrise. So it said that if you've been in an ashram at all, or you've been at your Kundalini yoga, you would get up at 4 a.m. to do your morning sadhana. In quite a lot of yoga systems actually will do that as well. So when you rise during Brahma Muhurta, you're not just waking early, you're aligning with the natural rhythms of the earth, the moon, and your body. Your mind is quiet and the chatter hasn't started. So your energy is subtle, perfect for meditation, journaling, or gentle yoga. Your body is receptive, cellular repair has been done, and your pineal gland, which is really important because it's the seat of intuition and melatonin, is still active. So medical research even shows that this time holds a unique physiological intelligence. Your body's chemistry is different, and even your urine carries more waste. It's probably why we get up for a pee at 4 a.m. I bet everybody here does do that. Does everyone do that? I think as soon as you get into perimenopause, you start getting up at 4 a.m. for a pee. It's a thing. So we're literally been invited to release what no longer serves us at that time. So it'll put a new take on you getting up in the night, girls. All right, so my personal invitation to you this month is to get into bed between 9 and 10 p.m. Just try and wake around sunrise, just before, if you can. Just try it for a few days and see what happens. You don't need to do anything major, but just wake up and maybe make your drink and just open the door or the window and just listen. Just listen to the birds. Listening to the birds actually calms the nervous system, just doing that. So, any questions? Is everyone feeling the vibes? Does everyone want to go to bed early? Yeah, definitely want to do that. So yeah, that blew my mind, because I was like, oh my God, so that's when your body's mopping up all of the shite. So if you are not asleep, then your body's not doing its work. So it's definitely worth a go. So we're going to do a little bit of movement, and I want to introduce you to a beautiful sequence, and we've just been doing it in training this weekend, which is why we're doing it, so that you ladies can practice. And it's called the Earth Flow sequence, or Prithvi Namaskar. And it's a lovely ritual for grounding, for softening, and also for coming home to the body. So we're going to do it nice and slow. This deeply nourishing sequence is a love letter to your nervous system. So it calms your inner wind, stills the mind, slows the breath, and brings you back into the safe, steady rhythm of the earth. So when we practice this gently with awareness, and especially outside, so if you get the moves and you do get a chance to get outside in the morning early, this sequence is like magic. So the movement becomes like a meditation when we start to bring it together with the breath. I think those of you that have been in Ibiza will have done this one morning, I think. So yeah, so it's great for days when you're feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and untethered. It's great for if you've moved house, if you've had a shock, if you've got like life's just a bit all over the place. It's really, really brilliant. It's got me through so many dramas in my life. It's been really good. So we'll just have a little bit of a warm. I'm just going to take you through a warm up actually. So we'll do that today. Just to warm us up, and then we're going to go into the movement. So if you want to get yourself, it was a standing sequence. So if you want to get yourself in a place that feels good, and then can you hear that all right? Is that loud, or can you hear me? Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm going to just move this that around. That's okay. Can you see me all right? Oh, Moon, you are just a nuisance. Go on out there. Let's just start off by just soften your feet out. About just a bit wider the hip width apart, and just soften through your knees. Can you hear is it breaking up or anything? Can you hear me all right? Yeah? It's breaking up. It is breaking up. Yeah. Take that down a little bit. Is that better? Is that better? Yeah. Great. All right. So feet a bit wider than hip width apart. Just going to let your shoulders relax and your arms relax. Keep your knees a little bit soft and relaxed. And we're just going to give your pelvis a little wiggle as well. Okay, now I'm going to just start with just a little drop on the chin. So just going to drop the chin in. I'm just going to gently roll the head. So just gently rolling. So at night, this is a really nice way to just bring your energy down, because again, we're just working with this downward flow of energy. So we're going to start at the top and we're going to move down. So just going to circle the head. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. And then bring your head back to center. I'm just going to start to roll the shoulders, just one and then the other. And again, you can just go with whatever feels good for you. Just one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Just nice and slowly. And then we're going to bring the elbow into that. So just starting to lift the elbow a little bit. So just start to open up under the armpits, around the rib cage. So everything nice and slow. And then bring that movement down into the fingers. You might just give them a little bit of a float as well. So nice, pretty hands. And then we're going to move into a gentle scoop. So just going to scoop down behind and down behind. This is a lovely way to just open up the spine and gently massage the kidney area. So just gentle kidney scoops are really great for this time of the year as well, just to support the water element in the body as well. Okay, good. And then from here, we're just going to have a little shake. So just shake everything down. And then we're going to go into the pelvis. So we're just going to circle out the hips. Just nice circles. You don't have to be like massive. You can just start really small if you want to. But again, just going with how your body feels and just making sure that you're not overdoing it at all. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Just keeping the knees nice and soft. Now, if it feels okay and you can do it, we're going to go into like a figure of 8 with the hips. So just moving through that figure of 8. And just warming up the whole pelvic area. We're going to be working into the hips a little bit with this sequence. Then we're going to take the weight across onto one leg, any leg, either leg's okay. And we're just going to circle out the opposite foot. So just pressing into the ball of the foot and just giving your foot a nice little massage there. Okay, good. Then we're going to take the weight all the way across onto that leg if we can balance. And we're just going to take the foot just back and forward. So just giving your knee a little bit of an oil. It's getting a bit of synovial fluid going in that knee joint. Good. And then we're going to go into the hips. So just really preparing the hips and the legs for this sequence. It's quite gentle, but it's just nice to get all the energy flowing a bit with it. And I'm just going to give that leg a nice shake out. And then we're going to go across to the other side. And again, just massaging the ball of the foot first. It's quite a nice thing to do in the morning. If you do feel a bit anxious on a morning, just get down into your feet. And then we're going to go into the knee. So again, just taking the weight across and then into the hip. Just circle the knee. There you go. And then again, just giving the legs a good old shake out. Great. All right, everybody okay? Can you hear me all right? Yeah, everyone hear me? Okay, so we're gonna I'll just come up to here so you can see. So I'm gonna clasp my fingers like that. Okay. All right, now we're gonna bring the hands up the center line. Feet are a bit wider than hip width apart. So we're going to bring the hands up the centre line to just above the chest level, just above your boobs. And then we're going to turn the palms and push them down. Okay, then we're going to take the arms up and overhead. And then we're going to slide the fingers apart and then just release your hands out to the sides. Okay, so we're going to clasp the fingers again. This time we're going to breathe in as you draw the hands up to just above the heart. And then out breath, push the hands down, soften through the knees. Take the arms overhead with an in breath. And then release the arms out to the sides on the out breath. You're all looking amazing. You got it first time. Well done. I'm going to do another couple. So in breath as the hands come up through the centre line. And out breath as you soften and just push down. Just feel the feet in contact with the ground. Again, in breath as the arms come overhead. And out breath as you gently soften the sides with the leg. In breath, nice gentle breath. And out breath, just pushing down, soften through the knees. In breath, arms overhead. And out breath. Next movement, we're going to go into a forward bend. So I want you to soften your knees as you come down, just to protect your lower back. So in breath, as the arms come back up, same movement down. And this time, we're going to turn forwards breath, and then bend the knees into a bit of a squat position. Up. So just working on in breath. In breath, as the arms go overhead. And up. Very soft. In breath again. I might go off again, is it? And then out breath as you release out to the side. Is that better? Is that working now? Okay, we're going to step the feet out now to about 10 to 2. And this time we're going to squat. So we're going to in breath as the arms come up again. And then out breath, gently bending through the knees. So in breath as the hands come up. Out breath, bend. And you can go as deep or as shallow as you like there. In breath as the arms go overhead. And then out breath as you release off to the side. In breath again. Out breath, bend. In breath again as the arms come up, lovely. And out breath to release, good. Now we're going to turn to the right. The right foot turns out, left foot turns in. And the hands are going to come up again, same movement again with the arms, in breath. And then as you push down this time, we're going to bend through the front knee with the out breath. The arms are going to come up and overhead. We're going to straighten as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, release and off to the sides. Great. In breath. Out breath. And in breath as you straighten. And out breath as you release out to the sides. In breath again. And out breath, bend. In breath to straighten. And again, out breath to release. And one more time. To the right. And then we're going to gently turn around to the left. Again, in breath. The front leg straight as you breathe in. And then we're going to bend the knee as you breathe out. And the arms extend overhead. Breathing in to straighten. And then breathing out to release. In breath. And out breath. And in breath. And out breath. Lovely. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then again, we're going to come back to center, feet parallel. Same as where we started. So we're going to go again, breathing in. And then breathing out to soften. Breathing arms overhead. And then breathe out, releasing out to the sides. Again, breathe in, hands up the center line. Breathe out, bend. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just one more time, just with your own breath. Again, arms overhead. And breathe out, releasing off to the sides. And just come back into a mountain pose. And then you can bring that Apala Mudra again. So the thumb and the middle and the ring finger touching. And just hold that for a moment. Again, just closing off the eyes in mountain pose. Be aware of your feet and your connection to the earth. Again, just allowing anything that is old, stagnant, stale, just let it all release down through the feet. And just really feeling that connection to Earth's rhythm. A place of belonging. One of the invitations in the earth element in the root chakra is, do I feel welcome here? Do I feel welcome in my body? So just allowing yourself to just be present in your own universe. Just allowing your breath to be steady. I'm just going to give everything a nice shake out. And I'm going to invite you to come down onto the floor on your belly. So we're going to come down into crocodile pose. So we're going to rest your hands onto your forehead, onto your hands or onto a cushion. You're going to be belly down, and if you can have the legs a little wide, and you can have the insteps of the feet on the floor if that works. So again, just make sure if it works for your hips. If it doesn't work for your hips, then don't do it. So you're just going to come onto the belly. Legs, feet can come wide, and the insteps on the feet if that feels supportive. If not, you can just have the tops of the feet on the floor and the heels dropping out. Sides. Just allow yourself just to rest there, just belly down. So when we come into this posture, you can't actually get closer to the earth and belly down. Just feeling your belly, just gently being massaged to the earth. It's nice and slow and steady with the breath. Just allowing your breath to move with its own rhythm. Feeling that you're arriving in earth, just bringing awareness down to that connection with the earth beneath you. Just feel your legs heavy, feel the weight of your pelvis, bowl of your belly, organs settling. Imagine the warm earth beneath you, dark, fertile, steady earth, supportive, holding you without demand. Notice your breath. It has its own tone. Imagine the morning breath, slow and steady like the calf of dawn. The midday breath, warm and purposeful like the pit of sun. And the evening breath, soft and spacious like Vata twilight. Your body knows these rhythms. Your nervous system knows when to rise and when to soften. Do not have to force your becoming. Radiance comes from rhythm. Now bring your awareness to your belly. And imagine gentle ember there. Not a blaze, but a steady, warm glow. Subtle, constant, supportive. Feel that warmth spreading softly through your belly, into your ribs, into your heart, down into your pelvis, into your thighs. Energy landing safely, warm, steady and clear. Imagine yourself as a willow woman, roots deep in the earth, spine long, arms soft like branches. You sway, but you do not break. You bend, but you do not lose your ground. Steadiness does not mean rigidity. Steadiness is trust in your roots, and your roots are deep. Feeling gravity and the gentle downward flow of apana, grounding current. Anything unnecessary draining down into earth. Effort releasing. Comparison dissolving, rush softening. The earth takes it. The earth composts it. Imagine the faintest hint of early spring light. Not bright, but just enough. Touches the crown of your head. You're not being pulled upward, you're being invited. From rootedness comes rise. From steadiness comes radiance. Just allow yourself to be held, be supported by the earth beneath you. Allow your breath to be slow, grounded.
I release control and surrender to the
And begin to deepen your breath a little. I want to just very, very gently start to just come back slowly and gently. You might want to come back into a child's pose first. Maybe some cat or sassy cat. Just let your body come out nice and slow. If you want to just bring your palms together, you can just rub them together, maybe just create a little bit of warmth in your hands. And then just gently cup your palms over your eyes. And give yourselves a nice massage around your face, your neck, your shoulders, just wherever feels good. And I'll finish this session with a lovely reading from a Mexican poet called Maria Sabina. Heal yourself with the light of the sun and the rays of the moon, the sound of the river and the waterfall, with the swaying of the sea and the fluttering of birds. Heal yourself with mint, neem and eucalyptus, sweeten with lavender, rosemary and chamomile. Hug yourself with a cacao bean and a hint of cinnamon. Put love in tea instead of sugar and drink it looking at the stars. Heal yourself with the kisses the wind gives you and the hugs of the rain. Stand strong with your bare feet on the ground and with everything that comes from it. Be smarter every day by listening to your intuition. Jump, dance, sing so that you live happier. Heal yourself with beautiful love and always remember that you are the medicine. So have a beautiful, beautiful week. Ah, oh, lovely. Yeah, bath, gorgeous. Lovely. Thank you, everybody. So next week, we will be. It'll be like the 2nd of March. Yeah, start of a new month ahead, and so we'll be looking at getting ready for our cleanse, and yeah, I'm quite excited for that. So we'll start with that preparation. So have a beautiful week, and I will see you all next moon day. I love you, I love you, I love you. See you soon. I'll put everything in the group as well. So I'll put all the bits and pieces that we did into the group for you, and you can follow that. So have a great week. See you soon. Bye.